Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Callside Summit. It's been a while since I've done a gear video, well, as actually earlier this year, but some stuff has changed on my equipment, so I figured I'd just do an update video for my MilSim stuff, since a little bit, not a ton, but a little bit has changed since then. First, I'm going to go over my chest rig that I use for American MilSim operations. I got this off of eBay from a company called MCKydex. It was like $80, and it was just the chest rig, and it had a different harness. It had a whole harness instead of the backpack. These are really great. They're made from Cordura. I'm not sure if it's the 500D or the 1000D, but it is verified Cordura. And they are knockoffs of the Haley Strategic. I don't remember what the chest rigs are called, these placards, but they're knockoffs of the Haley Strategic stuff. They're really good, really high quality. I've used it in 4 MilSim ops since I bought it, and when I tell you I go from sweating a lot using a plate carrier to only sweating a little bit using this, it is amazing. Most of our command actually uses chest rigs instead of plate carriers for big events like that. So yeah, I figure I'll talk about this a little bit. At the moment, it's set up to take 4 M4 mags, 3 in this little top rail with little individual pockets for each magazine, and then I have a single M4 magazine pocket here. Next to it, I tend to keep like a multi-tool and stuff, or just a multi-tool. In this little flap here is nice for like maps. This is the map from Broken Home 10, which I've been to. Yeah, that's all really. The wings, I keep 1 M4 mag here, and then my radio over here. And then in the kit that you get when you buy it from MCKydex itself, you also get this little dangler pouch. On it, I have a cat tourniquet. It says you're not supposed to use it as a real cat, like as a real cat tourniquet, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. I've never had to use it, thank God. Just like I've never had to use these medical shears. I bought them just to make sure that I had them. Because I figured if it's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Most of the time, though, when you're at like American MilSim events, they have EMTs on site, and all it is a radio call. But in the event that somebody needs to stop bleeding immediately, I have that with me. Inside, I have a dead rag, a backup dead rag, and they're both the cheap microfiber mechanic rags. A notepad for MilSim missions and notes that Virus may need to give us when we're on the field. I also have a pencil to use with the notepad, as well as some zip ties, just in case, something doesn't fit the way it's supposed to and you need to make sure that it stays. This actually came in real handy at Broken Home. We had to zip tie one of the ropes to the stakes when we were constructing a satellite. So that came in a lot of handy. I just have your standard Baofeng UV5R, standard push to talk right here. This back panel, is again the knockoff of the Haley Strategic flat pack. This was from a different company, was not MCKydex. But yeah, this actually comes in a lot of handy too, because you can store stuff in here that you won't be able to necessarily keep on your person. I typically keep like bottles of water and stuff in here, down here in the bottom. It's a fairly large backpack. It's actually expandable too, which is really nice. So if you have stuff that won't necessarily fit in this flat pack, you can always unzip the expansion and use that. Down here on this little red zipper, or the zip with the red tape on it, I have American MilSim's standard ace bandage, because It's the only way to get medicked in American MilSim. So yeah, that is pretty much the overview of my MilSim chest rig. Next, as I've shown on the channel before, is my plate carrier. This thing's heavy. Forgot how heavy it was sometimes. Standard plate carrier. It's a knockoff of a Cry JPC 2.0. It was like $50 on Airsoft GI. I like it. It fits. It does what I need it to do. And I figured if I ever need another one, they're $50. I got a custom-made little zipper on the top where I keep like maps and stuff. No pencils, because I figured that was a really weird place to keep a pencil. Down the front, I have my PTT for my headset. I have this is a 1 Tigris 3 M4 placard, 3 magazine M4 placard. I cut the separators out so I could add this unique custom Kydex mag insert. So they're real tight in there. It's really nice. I like it. They definitely will not fall out. So yeah, that is in there. So it's nice and sturdy in there. On the front here, I have an Ido Gear little like singular mag pouch for 7.62 and 5.45, so it fits both M4 and AK mags, which is really nice. I like that. Next to it, I have a cheap like pistol mag, smoke grenade, multi-tool holder. At the moment, it's got my 19X magazine, my spare one. My other one is in the gun. That's going to change location soon, mostly because I don't trust it in here by itself. I know it looks secure, but it is definitely not the most secure thing in the world, so that's definitely going to change. And I might change this for the Condor flashbang, just for like smoke grenades and stuff. Off to the left here, I have a standard multi-tool. This was the cheap Walmart one. I had a really expensive Leatherman that I was going to use, but my grandfather gave that to me before he died. So I figured it was better to just lose something cheap than lose something that had sentimental value. This thing is amazing. It's the Ozark Trail Walmart brand. It's really good. It's super sharp. Comes in handy a lot. But I have that in just a single pistol mag pouch, and I figured it was better to keep it in there where it's covered and it won't slide out. On the right, I have just a standard single M4 mag pouch that came off of a different plate carrier that I used for a while back when I started. So yeah, it just holds one. I took the retention strap off of it because, believe it or not, this is actually in there pretty secure. It might not look like it, but it's in there pretty secure. But yeah, it's really easy to get out, and this is typically where my starting mag is anyway. Up top, I have HSGI. Whoops, that's inside out. I have HSGI. What the hell happened here? There we go. I have HSGI shoulder pads. These are really comfortable, and it does help with the loops. They're really nice. They do fit a majority of the size of hydration hose, which is perfect. I run my PTT cord under and inside the thing just to make it easier on myself in the long run for running cords and stuff. On the back, I have, as you can see, a IR American flag, which is on the Ido Gear zip-on pack for the JPC 2.0. It's really nice. I have ponchos and light sticks inside in the event that we need them for night ops or when it's raining. So I have that. On here is my single grenade pouch. I don't have anything in it because I typically don't buy grenades, mostly because I can't throw them. because I suck at throwing. Ask the dude at Broken Home who I nailed the windshield of his truck. I wasn't even aiming at the truck. So that's there. On the other side is the same M4 pouch as I have on the front, except I have the actual retention for this one. This is my buddy mag. As most of you know, American MilSim only allows 7 mags per rifleman. So I only use the 5 in the front plus 1 on my belt is 6. And I figured the 7th, since most people run M4s, I would just add a 7th mag to the back just for buddies and buddy mags. On the right side of the rear of my plate carrier, I have my MCKydex Baofeng holster. This is amazing. I love this thing. It's hard. It's great. At Broken Home, one of our teammates, Squishy, actually fell off the back of a gator. And these were attached to the back of his plate carrier, and he landed on his back. These were still in one piece. The radios were still in one piece. He just had a little bit of bruising. So these things will take a beating. I love them. The owner is amazing. Really nice. Super nice guy. Makes really high quality products. I'm not sponsored by him, by the way. I just really love his stuff. Go check it out. I will leave a link in the description if you want to look at anything by him. He also makes holsters and stuff like that. On the other side, on the left side of the rear, I just have a standard, there it is, standard first aid, and by first aid I just mean more bandages. I keep a set on my plate carrier and on my chest rig just to be safe. That's about it. Oh, right. Again, another company I'm not sponsored by, but I love it. I love it since I've gotten it. We were in Northern Front, and Body Armor Vent was selling body armor vents. I know, kind of redundant. But they were like half off or something because they were the first runs. So I went and I bought me a set, right? These are amazing. The set that I had bought was not cut to the correct size. So these are the 9x11s, so the medium sappy plate size. The ones that I'd bought, which were like quote unquote mediums, were like 11 by 12 and a half, so they wouldn't fit this, or they would, but they'd be substantially larger than the actual plate. I literally just emailed them and asked them what if they could help me. I'm willing to send these back in replace of a set that fits. And the guy was like, no, don't bother, keep it, give it to a friend or something, and we'll send you a brand new set. So that was amazing of them. These are so good. I love them. The ice versions are supposed to be better. I don't know if they have or not. These are just the standard retrofit. They have the inflatable bubble too with them, so just they're great. They definitely help with air circulation, which is nice because again, I'm kind of a bigger guy, sweat a lot, and this definitely helps get air to where there needs to be air. So I highly recommend these. I'll include a link to a link in the description to these as well, not specifically these plates that I have or the body armor vents that I have, but the website, so you can kind of figure out what you, if you want some, you can kind of figure out what you want, because they have like 3 different kinds of body armor vents, if I remember correctly. Next up, something I've talked about before on the channel is my battle belt. This is a little bit different, I think, than the last one I had. This one actually has Molly or PALS webbing on it, so I can actually attach stuff to it. I am kind of weird. I'm really weird. And in fact, I'm only one of 2 people I've ever seen on the field that actually do this. I'm left-eyed dominant, but I'm right-handed. So that means that I shoot long guns and I shoot bows with my left hand, and I shoot pistols and right with my right hand. That's why when you see, if you see in videos I'm shouldering the rifle like this and not like this, because this is the way I shoot. Yeah. Like I said, I'm really weird. My girlfriend can attest to that. So that's why the pistol is on my right side. This is a knockoff. I buy a lot of knockoff stuff because it's cheap, and it's cheap to replace if it gets broken. This is the knockoff of the Safariland mid-drop and QLS system. I have this because the QLS system is amazing. It's really good for people who have multiple guns that they want to run. For example, here's my 1911, my Elite Force 1911, standard. Haven't done anything to it other than just cover the disgustingly orange tip on it with a little like thread protector. Goes in. It's attached to a QLS clip, and so I just slide it in, and it's seated, right? It's not going to come out. It's great for if you have more than one pistol like I do. So that is the 1911 on the belt. It's a little hard to get off because I had to modify everything. And then also my Elite Force 19X also just slides and fits and clips in perfectly as well. This thing is amazing. I love this. My loving girlfriend paid for this for me. I don't know why. She's crazy. Send help. But the only modification I've done to this pistol is I removed the orange tip. To do that, you have to remove the inner barrel from the outer barrel and then somehow secure the inner barrel inside the outer barrel so there's no inner barrel wobble. I just used electrical tape. But yeah, so this fits into a Orzap holster that I bought off Amazon. It's a level 1 retention, so I just press in my thumb and then I can draw. So it's really nice. I like it. But yeah, moving on from, let me just remove this. Moving on from my pistol and pistol holster to this. I say this because I absolutely hate this thing. I got it thinking that I would love it, but it is a pain to get magazines in because these are the EVIC 190 round Banff mags. They're not normal. They're not the normal size of like the metal mags that you can get, and this is designed specifically for metal mags. So you have to get it to this point, right? So it's not in very far, and the retention is not great. You have to get it here, then you have to slap it in, and when you slap it in, it like bends and like creaks the plastic, and so it just doesn't fit very well. See how hard that was for me to get out? I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to replace this with another of the Ido Gear quick holsters for 7.62, which I will talk about in a few minutes. Next to that, I have Airsofters handy tool, electrical tape, because everybody should have electrical tape on their person or in their fob bag, because you never know when you're going to need it. I haven't needed it yet, but I always have it. Next to that, I have a compact dump pouch. I don't remember the brand, and I don't think there's any branding tags on it, but it's really nice. It's like $15 or something, and it's real compact. I did have a IFAK on here, but I took that off because I figured it was big, it was bulky, and I never used it, so I didn't really see any need to keep it on. But I will be keeping it on my fob bag just in case, you know. So back to the 7.62 stuff, the AK magazine stuff. This is the same chest rig that I have on the black one, except this isn't multicam. This is specifically to attach to my plate carrier. Again, the knockoff of the Haley Strategic. This is also a Kydex brand knockoff, and I have AK mags in here because I have a project gun, which I will show you guys in a minute. This thing is great. The only thing I don't like is that it's a little bit shorter than the one Tigris placard that I have on my plate carrier now. So there's like this much empty space between the bottom of this and the top of my dangler pouch. There's nothing you can really do about that. But this is cool. So you got the inserts, right? I have the 7.62 inserts in up here. I don't have anything in here yet because I have yet to buy the other inserts. The only thing I don't like is that it doesn't carry more than two AK mags per like pouch. They don't fit any more than two, which is kind of disappointing because then you have to have a double stack of two. But that's fine because you only need like 6 mags anyway. But yeah, I got this because I am building this thing. For those of you who don't know, this is a SOCOM 47 designed by I can't remember, the same people who make the Stoner rifles. This was to be used in the military for soldiers on the ground when they needed ammo and there was no 5.56 available. They could just grab any like old AK mag and just slap it in, and there you go. You have a military gun that takes AK mags, a US military gun that takes AK mags. There were only like 14 of these things made, but they're still so cool. This is a project gun, like I said. I screwed up and tried to swap the Tamiya connector to a Dean's connector and fried the MOSFET in my old, or in the gearbox that is currently in here. So there's just a gearbox to hold everything together. So I ordered another gearbox, an A&K gearbox. It should be here within a month or two, depending on when, I guess, the company I bought it from decides to ship it. But yeah, so once I get this finished, hopefully my buddy Gearhead will allow me to test it at his farm because he has a really long range, and I want to use, this is going to be a DMR build. So this is going to be my DMR. The only issue I have is how long the magazines are. I did find an STL file online to print like half-length AK mags, and it's like 120 round mid caps. So I think I'm gonna buy the STL file and then find somebody with a 3D printer to print the parts for me, so I can just make my mid cap DMR mags myself. But yeah, I'm super excited to see this thing finished. If you can't tell, probably flip it this way. If you can't tell, I used a Chris TR113 rail. So everything from like here up is what was on my Crytek SPR, as well as the scope. I decided that I wanted a Mark 18 instead of an SPR, so I just decided to strip everything else. And once I saw that the challenge kit from Evic for the SR47s were on sale for like $50, I was like, I need that because it's unique. So I went ahead and bought it, and I threw it all on here. I know people are going to give me crap because I put Crytek stuff on a non-Crytek gun, but I don't care because this thing looks awesome. I love the way this thing looks. But yeah, like I said, once we get it finished and once I get the new gearbox in and everything, I'm going to see if my buddy will let me shoot it out there, and then hopefully we can get a finalized video and a shooting video up for you guys as well. So yeah, I will, my buddy Gearhead has his own YouTube channel, Roamin Goats. I think it's Roamin Goats Outdoors. I don't remember. I'll include a link to it in the description as well, so you can go check him out. He has a few videos that, from the last year that we've been playing together. So that was the SR47. This is my Crytek, Mark 18. I think I've talked about this before, but I'm just going to talk about it a little bit about it now. This used to be like everything, like the rail, the barrel, not the inner barrel. I got the inner barrel from a different gun. But most of like the attachments and stuff I got off of a Matrix Mark 18, which was the first airsoft gun I ever owned. And then I was like, I want a Crytek because I know Cryteks are reliable. This thing is amazing. I have a Max Pro hop-up in there. This thing shoots laser beams. I use 2.8s at most fields. I use 2.8s, and this thing just laser beams people a lot better than the 2.0s that I used to use. The only addition that I've added since I think my last video is this Scout replica. It's really cool, kind of bright. Not nearly as bright as I hoped it to be, but it definitely gets the job done. Honestly, I just needed it for like building clearing when it's dark at like MilSim events and stuff. I don't really plan on using it much other than that, so yeah. Oh, and the Night Evolution pressure switch, the top one for the light, the bottom one for the laser, which I don't have turned on. But yeah, so this is just a standard my Mark 18. I love this thing. It's great. The only thing that is kind of a problem, but not really a problem, is the Banff mags. You kind of have to like give a real good like smack to get into place, and I think that's only because of the Max Pro hop-up. Oops. But, you know, there's not much you can do about it. But yeah. That is it as far as my MilSim gear goes. So if you guys have any comments on what I should change, or questions about what gear I have, leave them down in the description, or leave them in the comment section, and I'll try to get to them. Also, I do have some extra gear, so if any of you are looking for some, or have a friend that needs gear, I have tons of stuff. Not tons, but I have a bunch of stuff that I kind of want to get rid of because it's just taking up space. So yeah, you can comment that, and I'll see if what I have fits your style. But yeah, I will try to, like I said, I will try to get a shooting video of the SR47 later when I get all of that fixed. So yeah, if you liked the video today, don't forget to like the video. You don't have to, just helps occasionally. But yeah, I will leave links to my buddy's YouTube channel, Roamin Goats. I'll link the MCKydex website as well as the Body Armor Vent website. Like I said, not sponsored, but I love their stuff. Yeah, so that's it for the video. Stay frosty, everybody. Peace.